Hi, Brenton Ford here. Welcome to Effortless Swimming News for the week. You shouldn't breathe every 3 strokes. Now that sounds silly because you hear a lot of coaches talking about how important it is to breathe every 3 strokes. But you should be breathing a mixture of 2s, 3s and 4s, particularly in training. Now the reason for that is that most swimmers will breathe every 2 strokes in and out of a turn. And that's because you need more oxygen as you go into a turn. And then in the middle of the 50 or the middle of the lap, you should be breathing a mixture of the 2s, 3s and 4s, because you should be breathing as little as possible as you can without sacrificing the amount of oxygen that you're getting. So you should never be breathing every 3 strokes just so that you're breathing every 3. If you're struggling for oxygen, then you should just mix it up between 2s, 3s and 4s and see how you go. Now in a race, if you're doing a 50 sprint, then you want to breathe as few times as possible. But if you're racing anything 100 meters or more, then you should be getting into a rhythm and finding what's most comfortable for you. So for most swimmers, that's breathing every 2 strokes. Some swimmers prefer every 3, and other swimmers prefer to mix it up between 2s, 3s and 4s. So you don't need to stick to one breathing pattern. You can mix it up within a lap and within a race. A common question I get is, how do I best use the Mastering Freestyle program, which is our freestyle technique program? And the answer to that is you should watch each of the modules. So you can either download them or watch them online. And you watch each of the modules, then you print off the drill card which you take to the pool with you, and then you'll go through 25 to 50 meters of each drill in the one session. And then at the end of that, you'll be feeling better and you'll be swimming better after that session. And after that, to lock that technique in, you pick your favorite 4 or 5 drills and you do them in your warm-up each time you have a training session. And that activates good technique and it gets you swimming higher in the water, it gets you feeling better and feeling more relaxed in the water. And that way you lock in that good technique that you've got from doing the Mastering Freestyle program. So if you're wondering how to best use it, it's go through 25 to 50 meters of each drill and then pick your favorite few drills to do in warm-up for each of your training sessions. Now last week I spoke about the importance of not sharing your goals because you've got a better chance of achieving them. And it caused a bit of controversy and I got quite a few emails suggesting that the opposite is true. And what I recommend is to try it out with one of your goals. So pick one goal and don't share it with other people, just keep it to yourself and see how you go over the next couple of months and see if you do achieve that goal down the track. It's worth testing and it's worth trying. Now, I do recommend you do share some of your goals. One of my favorite things to do when I'm coaching is if you've got a hard set and at the end of that set you've got a max effort swim. So say you've got 100 meters freestyle, it's the last effort of the session and the aim is to go as fast as you can. What I'll do is I'll go through each swimmer in the water and I'll get them to yell out what goal time they're going for. And that gives you the accountability that you need in order to hit that time. And I've found that the results from sharing your time with other swimmers in the lane is much better than when they don't share it. So if you're with training partners or you're a coach or you're in a squad, share what goal time you're going for in some of your set. And that will mean that you've got a better chance of achieving that time than if you hadn't shared it. Now, one of my favorite types of sets to do in training are building sets. So rather than swimming at a constant pace for a whole set, it's where you're building up as you go. So an example might be 4 200s freestyle, where the first one is the slowest one and the fourth one is the fastest one. And you get faster with each 200 that you do. And the advantages of this is it gives you a better feeling of how hard you need to go in order to swim different times. It's also good for race practice. So rather than swimming 4 200s at 80%, you might start out at 70%, but your last one might be at 90 or 95%. So the time that you do on the last one will be much quicker than if you'd held the same pace for all 4 200s. And the reason that's good for race practice is it gets you swimming closer to your racing times, which means that you're better off for your speed development. Now's the time to get stuck into your training and your stroke development. We've got a few months before we head into the Christmas and the New Year break, and by getting that base fitness and base aerobic fitness over the next few months, then you'll put yourself ahead of most swimmers and most athletes. So now's the time to really get stuck into your training. If you're looking for programs to get you fit, the Effortless Swimming Workouts program is very good to help you build up that fitness and speed as we go into the holiday period. And if you're looking to develop your strokes, we've got the Mastering Freestyle program, which will help develop your freestyle technique. Or if you want to develop your butterfly, backstroke or breaststroke, there's the Effortless Form program, which goes through drills to help you develop the other 3 strokes. And you can find the links at the bottom of this video. And that's it for this week. Looking forward to seeing you next week. Let's get stuck into your swimming and build up your fitness and your speed.